Giuffre's father, says we should believe her version of events and that the Duke of York knows the truth and has to live with it. In a world-exclusive interview, we're joined now by her father, Sky Roberts, live from Florida. Mr. Roberts, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Britain watched your daughter last night, a highly emotional and very charged interview in which she made very serious allegations against Prince Andrew, who's already been shamed and removed from most of public life. What is your reaction to that interview, and what is your feeling towards Prince Andrew?
Well, my feelings toward Prince Andrew is that he knows the truth and what he really did. I mean, I've seen the interviews, him denying everything, but apparently he's not telling the truth, and I think most of Britain knows that. I feel so sorry for my daughter, for everything she's went through. At the time that she was going through it, I had no idea, but you know, I love my daughter very much, and, you know, she's really brave to be going through all this and to come up against these powerful people.
It must be very hard as a father to hear these allegations, to hear her talk about what she was forced to do, and to see her in tears as she talks about it. What impact has it had on you, and what message would you like to give to your daughter?
Well, I just really like to just tell her to stay strong and stay safe, you know, to begin with, because these are powerful people that she's dealing with. And, you know, it's not just Prince Andrew, it's several other people, too, that, you know, she has allegations against, you know. But, you know, I know she's telling the truth. You know, my daughter is, you know, she's a good girl. She really is. I mean, like I say, I wish I'd have known all this stuff was going on. I mean, but I didn't. I mean, as a parent, you kind of ask the question, you know, how do you not know that your children are doing this? But she's a very good actress, you know. I mean, when she would come home from these trips, she said nothing about it, you know, and it must have been killing her inside. But for powerful people like that, they can threaten a young girl like that. You know, these girls are young. They really don't know that, you know, what's going on with these powerful people and what they can actually do. If they're threatening their mother and father and brothers or whatever with, you know, we're going to take them out or whatever, if you say anything, then, you know, they don't say anything. You know, I'm just glad she's out of it and she's fighting back. And we're very proud of her, you know. She's
Mr. Roberts,
brave.
let me ask you, when did she first tell you that she had this liaison with Prince Andrew?
I never talked to my daughter about that. I only seen it on the news and, you know, what I read in the papers and things like that. But it's not something you talk about with your daughter. I mean, she's probably not comfortable talking to me about it because of what happened. But she knows I know, and, you know, like I say, I feel really sorry that all this happened, but it did happen, and Prince Andrew should pay for it.
It will come down to, for some people, of a question of who you believe. Do you believe Prince Andrew, who emphatically denied having sex with your daughter, in fact, said he couldn't recollect ever meeting her, despite the photograph that we keep showing? He tried to cast aspersions on the veracity of that photograph. Or there's your daughter, who last night gave a very powerful testimony about what she says happened, very detailed and very shocking. You know your daughter better than any of us, obviously. Do you have any doubt that she's telling the truth?
I have no doubt at all that she's telling the truth. I mean, I've seen the interviews with Prince Andrew, and it just shows to me, and I think most of Britain, that he is not telling the truth. She has no reason to not tell the truth about this, and he has every reason to deny it because him being a royal and what he's done. I mean, these are young girls. These are kids, you know. He has young daughters. I mean, what if it was his daughter that went through this, you know, that these powerful people that pick on young girls like this, they should be prosecuted.
Well, at the heart of all of this, of course, is Jeffrey Epstein. And I wonder how much you knew about Jeffrey Epstein and what he was up to and what he was forcing your daughter to do.
Yeah, I had no idea about that either. Like I say, when I worked for Trump, you know, and I got Virginia a job there in the spa at Mar-a-Lago. And then she was only there a couple of weeks. It was very nice to have her there with me because we could have lunch together and, you know, talk, and it was great. It was a good time. And then when Miss Maxwell had recruited her to Jeffrey Epstein, you know, it was, she was excited about it because they were going to teach her massage therapy. And I always thought, well, it's always good to learn every job you can, you know. I mean, I do engineering, I do a lot of different things. And I said I needed to meet Mr. Epstein first before you go to work for him. And I actually took her to Epstein's home, his mansion in Palm Beach, and I met with him. But at that time, there was nothing about Epstein being a pedophile or any of his dealings or what was going on with him. You know, he was a billionaire and he had islands and ranches in New Mexico and, you know, places all over. I mean, he looked like a regular guy to me. When I met him, you know, he's wearing jeans and a regular T-shirt, and there's no way I could tell that what kind of person he was. He seemed perfectly normal, but...
How does it make you feel, Mr. Roberts, to now know that he was a very depraved serial paedophile and that he preyed on your own daughter and that Ghislaine Maxwell was allegedly party to trafficking your daughter to people like Prince Andrew?
I'm furious. I mean, to know now what I know now about Jeffrey Epstein and Miss Maxwell and several others that, I mean, I'm sure that's why Jeffrey Epstein is not alive right now, is because somebody didn't want to see his books or whatever he's got on everybody. I know he didn't kill himself, you know. That had to be, you know, somebody from above that, you know, came and got him and, you know, took him out. But, yeah, I'm furious with the guy. I mean, you know, I'd like to say really pissed off, you know, at the whole thing now. And if there was any way I could change it, I would.
Do you fear for Virginia's safety?
Yes, I do. I feel for Virginia's safety. There's still a lot of powerful people that's alive now that, you know, but she's just telling the truth. She's letting the world know who these people are and what they're doing. And these people have families too. And that's why they're denying, you know, because they do have families and they have children. But they shouldn't be preying on young girls, you know. I mean, some of these girls are 15 years old.
Mr. Roberts, we sadly have to leave it there. Very powerful interview. Thank you very much indeed for joining us today. And certainly that interview last night on Panorama will have put enormous more pressure on Prince Andrew, but we appreciate you finding the time to talk to us. Thank you.
Very welcome. Thank you.
Shocking, isn't it? I mean, he must feel to see he actually took his daughter to meet
Jeffrey
Epstein to clear him and thought nothing of it, and then discovers all this terrible stuff that's happened to her. Absolutely shocking.